cleared. Good line.
Apologies for the interruption.
Go to.
Anyway, I get to Manhattan without incident. Now I'm loaded up with hydrogen fuel. It's a mix of elemental hydrogen, deuterium, and helium-3. Aha! Helium-3. Helium-3. Well, I mean, that's a magical element that does everything. And if you guys have seen the movie Iron Sky, it's why they were attacking the moon. You remember that movie? There's moon Nazis, and totally Sarah Palin, but not Sarah Palin as the president. And every spaceship, or every country has this crazy spaceship, and they all have lasers. And there's this crazy space battle in, like, over Earth in the giant Nazi UFO flying saucer and blimps. If you guys haven't seen Iron Sky, watch it. Apparently they're making a sequel. My buddy told me that I thought the sequel, there's some sequel bait about some satellite around Mars. So I thought there would be some other random old fascist or geopolitical entity on Mars that would invade Earth. But apparently the sequel is dealing with like the Hollow Earth conspiracy theory. I think it's called the Hollow Earth. Anyway, there's some sort of, I'm not sure if they're Nazis or like the Soviet Russians, maybe like Confederates, but basically some defeated geopolitical idea in some weird spot that's going to take over the world, and this time it's Hollow Earth. Cool. I mean, for like a random indie film with the budget that it had really good special effects for the budget that it had, and it was surprisingly well written and well acted for basically just a parody film. Just it was great. They could have ended it, I think, at least twice before they actually ended it. Yeah, like the ending is funny and good, but I'm glad it continued, but when you see it, you understand what I mean. They probably could have ended the movie about 10 minutes before they actually did. They didn't need the last little bit, but it's a parody, so they're gonna have the one last, montage of ridiculousness, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Anyway, we're 62 kilometers from Buffalo, filled with hydrogen fuel. Gonna go to Buffalo, gonna unload my hydrogen fuel, gonna load up with cocaine or cardamine or whatever the drug is again, fly back to Manhattan again. Again, don't use trade routes, don't use trade lanes, never use the trade lanes. You're just kind of flying through open space. You are without cover, and it does take longer. However, you're not going to run into patrols so often. I say as I've seen like 4 different patrols through here. But we are approaching the Badlands. And I don't know if this is a reference to Star Trek or not, because these Badlands are actually quite similar to the Badlands you see in Voyager and Deep Space Nine, allegedly. I've never watched Deep Space Nine. I'm just told that the Maquis have a bigger role in Deep Space Nine than they do in Voyager. I mean, I know they're all spin-offs of Next Gen, but like Deep Space Nine is a spin-off of Next Gen, and Voyager's a spin-off of Deep Space Nine, basically. Really, and how I see it. I catch Deep Space Nine every once in a while. I never really liked it. I hate the Ferengi. I hate the Bajorans, and today I was watching an episode. Was working out, was on TV. Threw it on. It's like, yeah, it's Star Trek. Star Trek's usually good. Star Trek's always good. And then I realized why I dislike Deep Space Nine so much. I mean, the Cardassians are kind of obnoxious. The Dominion is kind of scary, but it's the Bajoran and the Ferengi. The Ferengi bug me because they're just these like ruthless traitors, not traitors like Judas, traitors like the Merchant of Venice. and he and well they're all like the rules of acquisition and all that stuff, and they're good in small doses. Like they're funny and they're a good foil to everything because they're just out to make money, and like they worship old school humanity, and they think new school humanity in Star Trek is kind of silly. They've lost their way, and they're just kind of obnoxious, and like how they treat women and how they go about everything. They think they're better than everyone else because they never had slavery, but like they will betray their parents, their friends, their family if they think they can make money off it. Now, not all of them are like that, but that's kind of the stereo. And I guess that's the other annoying thing. That's the stereotype of the Ferengi, and you get a couple good Ferengi that have to fight against that stereotype, and it's so infuriating because it's not fair because you're rooting for Nog and some of the other Ferengi. Oh, okay, I probably watched more Deep Space Nine than I can think of, but still, like, and it bugs me because, and then there's the Bajorans, and they're like, oh, we're an ancient and a very cultured society. Look at all of our old ancient buildings, and it's so annoying in Star Trek Online. And then it hit me today that basically the Bajorans and the Ferengi emphasize the worst parts of modern humanity.